and it is race number 8. Be Ready is at the top of the book. He was scratched on the 16th of February, kicked out in the gates. Armour Eagle goes up £11 for his last start win over Awarding Together. Joyful Win draws a gate, gets a £5 claim and goes to the 1200 metres for the third time in his career. Traders place 2 from 3 course and distance. Sky Forever, a second behind the runner last time. He's been allocated an extra £6 for it. Wood on Fire is a 5-time course and distance winner. Scotch Tycoon makes his Class 3 debut. And down the bottom, Royal Pride is back in trip from the 1600 to the 1200 metres. He went over the 1200 at Cranbourne and the 1400 metres at Caulfield prior to arriving. Armour Eagle, Tom, good last time. So too Scotch Tycoon. Where do they figure on the speed map?
Yeah, well, Scotch Tycoon, he can probably settle somewhere about midfield, maybe on the fence there, and Armour Eagle and the runner's likely to be somewhere in the firing line. But Joyful Win, being apprentice ridden and drawn barrier 2, Paul, should be able to get forward here because he does have plenty of natural speed.
Yeah, he's going to set up a good pace, isn't he? So he should go for poor old Smile Like Yours is drawn awkwardly once again, so he looks like he could be a little bit wide. Scotch Tycoon, as you mentioned, barrier 1, he might be just a little bit handier stepping up to 1200. Sky Forever's drawn wide. I think he'll go back from his draw, barrier number 11.
All right. So that is the speed map for race number 8. OK, now we need to go and do some drawing here, and we're going to start with Be Ready. Now, this is his last start. As mentioned, he was scratched after this, Paul, and there he is. He's down there on the inside. Joyful Win, he's also in this race. He runs last, but he's been plagued by bad barriers and tough trips from those bad barriers.
Yeah, he's better over 1,000, isn't he, Joyful Win? Be Ready, look, he's just a little bit of an awkward draw, barrier number 8. He'll just need a little bit of luck. But the horse has definitely got the ability, and if he can find a bit of luck, then, look, I've included him. That Fresh Up run in particular this season was pretty good when he ran second.
And he has been a little bit of a tricky horse to catch in the past. He's just had the 1 win from his 22 starts. Nothing wrong with his recent trial. He's had to go back to the trials after that mishap in the gates where he got fractious and kicked out and got sort of cast over the back of the gates. But I think prior to that, he'd sort of been building to a good performance.
Here is that trial you speak of, Tom. Now, he's back there on the outside. The official beaten margin is 12 lengths, but All in Mind runs away and wins by 8. So he's finished with the others in the field. Yeah,
and he's not had any pressure put on him over the final stages here. The winner was clearing out big time over the final stages. You can see Vincent Ho's riding him. He's under a nice enough hold, under a good enough tight rein, Paul, compared to a few others around him.
Yeah, it was a nice enough trial, wasn't it? And just a nice, good maintenance trial. His win did come over the course and distance as well. So, look, he is okay. He is capable over the 1200 at Happy Valley.
And that is Be Ready. Vincent Ho takes the ride for Frankie Law. Now, we've got the split screen happening here because this is Armour Eagle, who was very good. He was down on the inside. But Starbright here, Paul, he goes back to the inside and he either clips some heels or becomes somewhat unbalanced. It's quite awkward just after we roll the replay for him.
Yeah, it looks like the Grand National with all these horses, doesn't it? But look, you can see him as he goes back to the inside there, and as you say, he just came a little bit unbalanced. I don't know if it's just his racing style or he was just a little bit unlucky, but Armour Eagle for sure was a really good win, but gee, they didn't miss him.
No, he was very comfortably held over the final stages with his Armour Eagle. There was pretty convincing from him. And Starbright, well, he veered sharply to the inside there, didn't he? Was held up and then got down to the fence and battled on. He hasn't run too many bad races since he's been here, to be fair. Starbright just hasn't got the win on the board yet.
He went over 1,000 at Kembla and 1,300 at Scone in New South Wales before arriving. Here is Sky Forever, and that is him in those yellow colours with the green band, and he and the runner, Tom, not too much in it at the finish.
No, there wasn't. In the end, it was the runner who was able to get up and prevail on this occasion. He's been a bit hot and cold, Paul, with his runs, really. He settled back, really finished off strongly, but then he's thrown in the odd stinker after he's run well.
Yeah, you're right. He's just not a consistent horse at this stage. He's drawn a barrier number 11, so I think he'll go back. He'll try and run them late. I didn't quite get him in. I think this is quite a nice race, this race.
All right, so no Sky Forever for Paul, but there he is with the runner who has run since, but he came back over the 1,000 metres, which is unsuitable for the runner, and he carried the £133 again. This horse, Paul, Scotch Tycoon, is one you've had plenty of time for from his first start, where He led like he was going to win, linking up with the course proper and knocked up. Since then, he's just gone from strength to strength. He's up in grade, so he gets a big weight pull on Armour Eagle in this.
He does. He's got barrier 1. I think he's going to be a little bit more handier. Look, he's stepping up to 1,200 for the first time, but the way he races, look, his best work's always late, so I think the 1,200 is not going to be a problem. As you say, that debut run behind Galaxy Witness, he ran into a good one there. But since then, he's been going really well.
He likes to get into the clear down the middle of the track, but he has one from barrier 2, so gate number 1 should be no concern here for him. Scotch Tycoon, you can see his record there, 4 starts for 2 wins. Of course, he delivered at a big price second up, and he's been well backed his last couple, and with the pull and the weight that he's got here on Armour Eagle, he's going to be one of the live chances in the race for sure.
He's trained by Francis Lloyd, Tom, whose team has taken a bit of a hit with Meaningful Star coming out of the last race, so maybe not as strong as it was going to be. He does have Cordyceps 1 getting into race number 4, but outside of Scotch Tycoon, do you give any of those much show?
Universal Go-Go, I think, is always in each way sort of a chance. Stock Legends certainly in, not immune to Starbright in this the second last race either. At the top, he's got Winning Volatility, who's been a little bit hard to find Winning Volatility. And there has been the odd run from Cordyceps 1 early in his career that hasn't been too bad. He's been given a freshen up coming into this. Yeah,
I think Scotch Tycoon is the standout there for those runners.
That was short and sharp, Paul, so you don't give the others much show, in other words. I'll need luck, we'll put it nicely.
Well, look, I got Stock Legend in for second, so I think he's definitely he's got a chance as well. So, but I'm going to go with Scotch Tycoon in the race. I think he can win this race, Francis, with Scotch Tycoon. So, look, he's got barrier number 1, but I like him stepping up to 1,200. Armour Eagle's he's got this big, huge weight increase, but he was impressive last time. Be ready after that trial. And Trader, I'm going to put him in. Last time he was at Happy Valley, he was placed 9, 2, 1 and 5.
Search for each way value in this race and go with the one at the top, horse number 1, Be Ready, who was scratched last start because he got fractures in the gates and cast over the back and had to be withdrawn. But we saw his trial before. Been nothing wrong with the trial. He has been a little bit hard to catch on a win line anyway, but he's got lots of multiple placings next to his name, Be Ready. So each way with him. Scotch Tycoon with the weight relief is going to be tough to beat. Armour Eagle has to carry the weight this time, around up 11 pounds here for Zach Purton and Me Choi. And Starbright not to the worst here. Wasn't a bad effort from him last start. So 1, 9, 2 and 10.